Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about the shotguns in DayZ. There are 5 shotguns in DayZ. Which of these is the best and why? What is the practical use of shotguns in this game? Are they reliable? Are they good? Are they not good? From the creator of the website that makes looking at all of these stats easy, simple, and possible, the goated Wobo has this to say about how damage is calculated for shotguns, and just pretty much outright calls it unreliable. And that's been my experience in the game as well. So damage calculations are done based off of 4 pellets landing on your target, and that's not good. Because of the spread on pellets, the damage can be unreliable. So you shoot at a target, maybe 4 of those pellets hit, maybe 2 hit, maybe none hit at all, and that seems to be the issue with shotguns. So they're both good and not good, because the stats support high damage, but at a very short range. And I think the thing that we're going to look at with the most heavy scrutiny in this video is going to be the accuracy of shotguns, because that's going to help with pellet spread or pellet dispersion. What we would normally call bullet dispersion, we're going to call pellet dispersion this video. Real quick before we take off, I want to take a moment and recognize all of you guys for helping me reach 158 subs. We've hit over 100 subs within our first month of launching the channel and doing videos, so I am beyond grateful and impressed with how well some of the videos have done. Still though, the stats are in here, and it looks like most of you are not subscribed. And if you guys are liking my content and you want to support me, this is the biggest thing you can do. It's just like, comment, and subscribe. It's totally free to do so, and I'd love to have you here and see you in the future. Other than that, if you really want to support, I do have a Patreon available. It's attached here. I'll leave a link in the description down below. If you want to help me reach my goals and improve the quality of the content on the channel, and if you're a player on my server, Official Premium, improve the content that is available there in terms of RAM performance, upgrades for the server, things I can do for the community, this would be helpful. For as little as $1 a month, you can make a huge difference in what I can and can't do. So I would appreciate anything. I expect nothing. I love you all. Let's keep going. The BK-12 is often the first shotgun that you find in the game, and it is the worst shotgun that you can find in the game, mostly because it is a single loader, so one shot and then you got to reload. That'll slow you down in gunfights. You can certainly kill somebody with it, but it doesn't stack up well against other shotguns on this list, and there's not much more to say about it. This is going to be a D tier option. It is good if you have it and it's the only thing you have, because it can kill a player, but like we've said, shotguns can be inconsistent just by nature. It's not something we can control, even if you're perfectly centered on a target and you're in appropriate ranges. Sometimes they just don't work, so one shot is a little risky. An interesting fact about the BK-12 though is that it is the most durable shotgun in the entire game as far as how many shots you can get out of it before it ruins. I'm not sure if that makes a whole lot of sense, because later on in the list we're looking at higher end military grade shotguns and they're not as durable as this one. So fun fact, but we'll not save it from the D tier category. Next up is the BK-133. This is your police spawning pump action shotgun, and you're going to notice this with a lot of the shotguns is the stats are nearly identical across the board. Now obviously this is going to be a step above the BK-12 just simply because it has ammo capacity and the fire rate is going to be better. Granted, you do have to pump it every time you need to let off a shot, and that can be dangerous, but it's not nearly as dangerous as having to fully reload another shell every single time that you have to shoot. So the BK-133, we can sit it above the BK-12. I don't really feel that this goes into the B tier. I want to say C tier, because we're going to talk about the double barrel next, and I don't know if it's a hot take, but we'll talk about it. If we were to pull up our double barrel shotgun, the BK-43, and compare it against the BK-133, the pump shotgun, you would see that, just like all other shotguns, they're very, very similar stat-wise. Obviously, the 133 is going to have more damage per second because it is a pump action versus a topple-over double barrel style shotgun. But I will put the BK-43 above the BK-133, honestly, because when I'm shooting someone with a shotgun, I am wanting to be very close to them. We would say CQB inside of a building type distances, preferably. Things don't always go your way, and sometimes you're going to have to shoot this out in the field, and hope to God you're close enough for it to matter, because the base range is relatively poor on both of these. The BK-133 does have 5 additional meters of base range. Wow. That doesn't matter, though, because the BK-43, the double barrel, can be double shot. That's a lot of damage.
No, that's a lot of damage!
That's 280 points of both shock and health damage. So that's enough to kill whatever's in front of you, whether they're armored or not. And it's going to help with the problem with pellet dispersion simply because you're shooting more pellets, which makes the double barrel the most likely shotgun to one-shot kill. Now, granted, that doesn't necessarily make it the best shotgun in the game, because if you miss that one shot, or luck is not on your side and those pellets don't land, like we've already discussed is a thing, and luck is a is a part of running a shotgun, apparently. I can't quite say it's the best in the game, but I am going to put it in A tier. It is the most likely to kill a target with a single shot. Granted, it's not really a single shot, it's a double shot that grants you that potential one-shot kill happening over it not happening. Moving on to the Vaiga, and this is where we're going to have some things that are very different compared to every other shotgun on this list. So the projectile speed, the muzzle velocity coming out of the Vaiga is much less than all the other shotguns in the game. So your projectile, your pellets are not traveling as fast versus the other shotguns in the game. Even the worst shotgun in the game, has a slower projectile speed. This also does less health damage and shock damage than all of the other shotguns in the game. It's worth noting that the Vaiga can be fired in fully automatic and it can be fired in semi-auto. It is going to best serve you firing in semi-auto and carefully placing your shots as quickly as you can and precisely as you can. The full auto mode, and I don't think I need to explain this, but there's a plethora of clips that circulate around YouTube of people trying to fire the Vaiga in full auto and losing gunfights, even though it looks like they're about to win a gunfight because they've got the drop on someone. I think the most famous one is there's a guy that walks into a tent. The person he's trying to shoot is facing the opposite direction and he unloads in full auto and still loses that fight. That is a combination of how crazy the recoil is on the Vaiga in full auto and the fact that shotguns are not super reliable with their pellets. It's not guaranteed that you're going to get, 4 of your pellets to hit at any given time. So I don't want to say that the Vaiga is bad. It's not bad. It's just that in full auto, you probably shouldn't use it that way. The Vaiga is really more of a tool that people use for raiding bases, and it's fairly decent at that because of those 20-round magazines and the fact that shotgun shells are fairly common. I want to put this in... I want to put it in B tier, honestly. I don't like it as a weapon for close quarters because the other shotguns do more damage per shot, and yes, it's great that you can get follow-up shots quickly in semi-auto, but there is a better shotgun for semi-auto, and I don't think that this is going to come as a surprise to anyone. We're talking about that next. Up until this point, every shotgun on the list has shared the exact same accuracy stat, that of 0.01. The first gun to step outside of that realm in accuracy is going to be the R12, the newest semi-automatic shotgun added to the game, making it the most reliable shotgun for getting those pellets on target by a fairly decent margin. It's not crazy, but it is much better than all of the other shotguns here on offer. You're seeing that same 140 health, 140 shock damage that you do with other shotguns. You're seeing a decent DPS, 494.67, which is not as much damage per second as the Vaiga, because the Vaiga can be fired in full automatic, but the Vaiga is unreliable, right? Because of that recoil and the fact that its accuracy stat is equal to all the other shotguns in the game besides this one. So having a shotgun with a better accuracy stat, also a better max range of 60, and the ability to fire it in semi-auto is going to make this the best offensive shotgun for use in the game as far as combat goes. It's also going to be the best shotgun to use slug rounds in. You want to put slugs in a shotgun and maybe put some style of optic on it. You can do that with this gun. It'll accept all of the super nice red dots and things like that. You can put the super crazy new scope on it. I don't really recommend that, just because the projectile speeds on shotguns are not very high. So you shoot, you're gonna have to zero the shotgun, and it only zeros so far. Not really something I would recommend doing, but you can do it if you want like a super kind of cursed looking shotgun. I guess that's something you can do. The R12 is for sure the best shotgun in the game. I believe it was introduced into the game to take that spot, and rightfully so. So that's about it. We're putting this guy at the top of A tier. I want to take a moment to express my gratitude once again. These videos would not be possible without your guys' support. I think at the start of the video, I'm not rewinding to check, I think I had 158 subscribers. I think that's what it was. And that was just me starting to do the edit. And we're now sitting at 193. Which is incredible. I would like to get to 200. That was my goal for this upcoming month of September, and I guess like that's more than likely you guys will help me get there. That was going to be my whole goal for the month of September, and we're already almost past that. So I just want to say I appreciate it so much. You guys are motivating me to keep these coming. When I see the comments, the engagement there it's fun for me, and all the encouragement that I'm getting for doing these style of videos. I've got a lot more to do, so if you do like what I'm doing, the best thing you can do, like I said, to support is do a like, comment, subscribe. I know it's cliche, but it is the best thing that can help. If you want to support me in other ways, maybe buy my cat a can of cat food, maybe buy me a coffee, I do have a Patreon available at patreon.com/BillyJamesD. I'll put a link for that Patreon in the description, as well as a link for the Discord for our community server on PlayStation. It's a pretty cool server. This is my 8th server that I've ever ran. This server kind of is very similar to official as far as loot goes, but the best items in the game are extra hard to get because there is a quest line that you have to follow in order to get access to these things. So I'd love to see you there as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next video. I'm trying to pump these out as fast as I can. It's tough. I work a full-time job. A lot of these I edit in my car on break or sitting on the toilet in the morning. I'm a busy guy. And I'll be honest, you know, I want to move into the space of doing YouTube full-time. The only people that are ever going to make that happen is you guys. But if this just stays a hobby forever, I'm cool with that too. I love this game, and I'm going to keep on trucking. So thanks, guys. I will see you later.